Good morning. It's Saturday morning. I thought I'd do another video just to give an update on how it's been since I've had the vaccine. I had the vaccine on Thursday. So yesterday was Friday. I'll tell you a bit about that and then how it's going today. So initially when I had the vaccine, I have posted a video. I was fine. Everything was okay. My arm was just a tiny little bit tender. It wasn't really super sore or anything like that. Then a little bit later on, a few hours later, I started to feel a bit more soreness in the muscle, which is to be expected. That's totally fine. Everything's normal. But yeah, I was still feeling quite well. Then at around, I would say 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, must have been about 10 o'clock. I started to feel quite tired. Like my body started to feel a little bit exhausted. Like how your body feels when you've gone for like a really, really long walk and you get home and then you finally sit down and your body just relaxes and it just kind of rests. That's kind of how my body felt. It just felt like I just felt super kind of relaxed all over the body. Like my body was quite tired and I myself felt really tired. So I went to bed quite early and everything else was fine. I mean, in fairness, I hadn't eaten the whole day. I was given some biscuits after my vaccination. I'm not sure if that's everywhere. That might have just been a work thing because my mum also had a vaccination on Thursday and she didn't get any biscuits. So yeah, other than that, I didn't really have much else to eat until much later on in the day, until about, I would say 9:30ish at night was when I had my first proper meal, which I don't recommend for anyone. But I was just kind of busy. So I went to sleep at around, I would say 11, and it was more just kind of like a crash out sleep rather than a kind of lulling myself to sleep. Then I think I woke up around 3 in the morning because I rolled onto my left side. Now I do generally sleep on my left side. I tried to sleep on my right. But yeah, subsequently that didn't work because I did roll onto it. And that woke me up because it was quite sore by that point. And when I woke up, I noticed that I did have quite a headache, quite a strong pounding kind of on this side of my head, like all on the left, not on the right. And like soreness behind my eyes. I don't know, like, you know, when you have a headache, like kind of like a migraine, but not as severe as a migraine. So I would say a headache, but it was just centralized to that location. I just decided that I was going to not take any painkillers at that point because I felt like it was manageable. I had some water. I just laid in bed. I didn't go back to sleep. I just kind of rested though, just to let my body chill. And then I think I must have taken some painkillers around 9 in the morning. And at that point, like it was a real thumping, like in my head, really thumping. So I did decide to take some painkillers, but I wasn't. So usually when I have headaches, I like to take Anodin extra, which has like Anodin, it's like aspirin, paracetamol, and caffeine. But I didn't have any of that in. So I just took 2 paracetamol and I took an ibuprofen. You can combine those medications together, it's perfectly safe. So yeah, no, I took 2 ibuprofen, 2 paracetamol. And then I just waited for a bit. And then I thought maybe I should eat something. So around 9:30, I had a sandwich. I don't know if that's pertinent, but I thought I'd just say it anyway. And then I started to feel a little bit sick. And I don't know if that's to do with the vaccine or the fact that I took like painkillers or because I'd eaten like very little the day before. So, and obviously I'd been awake for quite a period of time. So I started feeling a little bit sick. And I felt like quite stuffy. So I decided that I would go for a walk. That I'm quite fortunate I live next to like some open space. So I went for a really long walk. Like I'm talking 17,000 steps. It was like a long walk. I was out for hours, just kind of mulling around in the green space, just taking some time to kind of chill, be in nature. And that really helped. I felt really calm when I came home. I felt quite relaxed. My arm was like really raging, but the rest of me was fine. My headache had gone by that point. But like I found my mouth was quite dry. So I then found myself drinking like loads and loads of water, which is so unlike me. I don't really drink a lot of water, which is so bad, I know. But yeah, I was consuming a lot of water, so that helped. And then like my arm was still hurting, so I thought, okay, now I've had this really long walk, I've rested, then ate some food, and then I thought, okay, I'll take a bath. And I just like put some Radox muscle soak and just chilled in the bath for a bit, which was really, really nice. I felt my whole body just relaxing. My arm didn't hurt so much when I was in the bath, so it was good. And then I just went and had some bed rest again. So I watched WandaVision, which was really, really good. I recommend. And yeah, I just laid in bed. Then I must have fallen asleep. And then I woke up. I did actually have a nap in the day as well at some point. I don't know, my day's all kind of messed up. But yeah, no. So I then napped and then woke up and then was up for a little bit and then went back to sleep at 2 and then woke up at 7. So I would say probably one of the best night's sleep I've had in a while, because generally I do wake up and I'm up for hours and hours and hours and then I fall back to sleep for 2 hours and then wake up and get ready for work. But yeah, so I've woken up this morning and no headache, I don't have any dry mouth, I feel quite healthy, and my arm is not so tender, I can touch it, it's not hurting, I'm not flinching. So day 3, I've woken up and I feel great. I actually feel really, really good. So yeah, so my recommendation for anyone who has the AstraZeneca, because that's my experience with the vaccine, that's the vaccine I had, is make sure to have the vaccine and then a day off afterwards, because it looks like you're really going to need it. Maybe even 2 days if you can swing it, but definitely 100% that next day you need to take it off, because I feel like having the day to myself, being able to have some bed rest, being able to have a really long bath, going for a really long walk, I feel like all of that self-care was really, really, really intrinsic to me feeling great right now. So if I have any advice for you, is just make sure when you take the vaccine that the next day you have that to yourself and you just do loads of chilled out activities. Like, I'm not saying stay in bed all day, because I obviously didn't. I went for a really long walk and that helped me. So whatever you need to do for self-care, do that the next day, because that made me feel a million times better. So that's enough about my experience. Thank you for watching this far. I'm going to add a little bit from my walk yesterday. Okay, I'm doing my weekend walk along Spencer Park, Windmill Road. I've come here today to look at the Royal Victoria Patriotic Building. Gothic Revival style building. It's just this way. Lovely dogs making loads of sounds, ruining my video. Joking, I love a dog. Anyway, what can I tell you about the building? There was a school built in 1859. The first founding rock was put down by Queen Victoria. It's a grade 2 listed building. I know it was sold to a property developer for £1 some years ago, which makes it a very good investment. So this is what I've come to see today. The Royal Victoria Patriotic Building. And over here, we can see that it says the Royal Victoria Patriotic Asylum. Now that's in reference to when it became an asylum for orphaned girls during the Crimean War. Now the building was refurbished in the 1980s and turned into the Alra Building, which is the Academy of Live and Recorded Arts. Still very beautiful. It's grade listed 2, so it's definitely not going to get torn down anytime soon. Yay for me, because that means I get to come and see it whenever I want. So as you can see, as I move along here, signage for the Alra, and just over here we see this gorgeous little church.